What's up, fellas? Nordoom here, playing some more Cards and Castles. I'm on my alternate account, Blight, and I'm playing Commons Rares deck, Warlocks Ninjas. So this is going to be another deck revamp, and this is going to kind of be a big one because we're shifting our playstyle. So in the first version, we went 8 and 2. In the second version, we went 8 and 2. And our deck was playing aggro control. In the third version, we didn't go 8 and 2. Instead, we ended up going 6 and 4. And there, I would say what happened was we were increasing in rank. So we ended up playing some slightly better opponents with some slightly better decks. And that aggro control playstyle that we were trying to go for just wasn't cutting it. And I would say there's two reasons for that. One is we don't really have the capability of taking down units with higher health and common units. For example, Dragon Knight and Poison Drake and Mercenary, they all have 7 health, and Monk, that has 8 health. So if we see a few of those units, can't really do much. The only thing that can do that much damage in our deck is Darkfire. And if we have to start trading two units to take down one, then we're going to lose the card advantage, and that's why that strategy wasn't working as much. And we were on the defense a little bit more. Second thing is heals. Heals were kind of screwing us. I remember one game, we got the castle down to 3, and 2 turns before we lost, our opponent played a monk. So if he never played that monk, we would have won that game. So that's going to be a problem going forward. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the style of the deck a little bit. In the last 10 games or so, one thing that I noticed that was working a bit more was running in there and dealing high amounts of burst damage. And one change I made soon after the 3.0 deck revamp was adding in Mark of Detonation over Harmonic Balance. So Harmonic Balance I think is a good card, but the more units you have on the field, the better it is. And this deck, we're actually suiciding our units to some extent. We're running in there, we're trying to do some burst damage, and our units die. Then we're getting another set of units, we're running in there, trying to do more burst damage, and our units die. So we're going to take that strategy, and we're going to run with it even more. And our deck is kind of a little combo-oriented with that. We're playing movement speed buffs like Lunge, and then we're playing, once you get in close to the castle, we're playing like Firewhirl and stuff like that. So it's still aggro control in the sense that I'm controlling the board with AoE, but aggro control playstyle, play things like Witch Bolt and single target stuff, and focus on controlling and then moving forward and attacking. Here, what's happening is the shift is we're not going to be controlling as much. We're just going to be running in there and attacking, and we want to keep the action on their side of the field, so we kind of decimate the board as much as possible, our opponent's units, and make him go on the defense and still break things down. Okay, so here are the changes I'm going to make, and I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but we're going to try it, and hopefully this will help us to win a few more games. So I'm going to cut Witch Bolt, and the reason for that is, although it's been working for us, that does not target the castle. So we're going to play a spell that targets the castle, and right now I'm going to go with Dark Bolt. The reason why I'm going with Dark Bolt is because it's a cantrip, which will let me draw more of my combo cards. Next change I'm going to make is I'm going to take out Swordsman. So Swordsman was a solid unit. He was letting us walk across the field and play some of our stuff. Instead, we're going to... Oh, I just got some foil lunges, by the way. Let's add those in. Why not? So regular lunges just came out. Instead, we're going to play Adrenaline Rush. So this might be too many movement buffs, but let's see. Now we're running 6. We're running Adrenaline Rush and Lunge, and Tag Team is kind of like a movement buff reset, something like that, but a combo card. Next change we're going to make is Dancing Swords is coming out. Again, this was a really solid unit, and for aggro control playstyle, it was doing it for us. Even an aggro playstyle, it's doing it for us. but we are going a little bit more combo oriented now. I'm going to try out Spirit Drake. So this might be a bad play, I don't know, but it's also 4 movement, and it comes in for 2 gold. So here we're trying to sneak past our opponents and through our opponents, not really attack units in the middle of the board anymore that we were doing before, and we're trying to go right up to the castle. Next change, which is very questionable in my opinion, is Vampire. I'm planning on cutting Vampire, and I'm going to replace it with Soulless Lantern. I don't know if this is good or not. I'm going to test it out. The idea is to play Soulless Lantern, play Adrenaline Rush, run up to the castle, and then play something like Darkfire. So that's 6 gold right there. And the reason why I'm doing that is just to lower the gold count and hopefully see if it works. Because even if I was playing Vampire is 1 less damage point, and now I'm trying to min-max my damage points a little bit more. And with Vampire, I was walking across the board and everything nice and slow. Now I'm trying to use my movement speed buffs to run across the board, get in that extra point of damage, and do it like a turn sooner. So we'll see if it's good or not. I don't know. I might end up taking out Soulless Lantern in a turn or two and see what's going on there. So right now, it's kind of like a new deck almost, because the playstyle is going to be completely different. So I might lose a little bit more, but we'll see how it turns out. So 2 things I'm going to be thinking right now. Well, of course, I'm definitely figuring out Soulless Lantern and Spirit Drake, if these 2 cards are worth it. Right now, I'm not sure. I'm testing them out. Next thing I'm going to be checking is Mark of Detonation. If this is worth it, I'm still not sure, but it might do it for us. Mark of Detonation, I think, is best probably when I have Grotesque Offering in my hand, because then I can control when it goes off. Either that or Darkfire, so I use both at the same time and control when the Mark of Detonation goes off. So Mark of Detonation is 1 card I'm going to be watching. Second card I'm going to be watching is Adrenaline Rush, if how useful it is, and if I'm drawing too many movement buffs and not enough stuff. Third card I'm going to be watching is Dark Bolt. Dark Bolt might end up getting replaced, or Adrenaline Rush might end up getting replaced with more direct damage burn. So that's probably going to be either Uncontrolled Burst or Spirit Blast, one of these 2. So right now, our deck is down to 14 units, which is a little bit less than what we wanted, but we're going to see. We're going to hope, and what's probably going to end up happening in a lot of games is we're going to be dumping our hand. So this is the 4.0 version of the deck. Let's see if we can climb up the rank ladder. I'll see you guys in the next video.